morning and welcome for our presentation today. We are Group B and our topic is the Victoria road crash dataset. It's really ironic because I was late by a few minutes. I also didn't want to exceed the speed limit. So starting off, I have a little activity for you guys. Here's a thought. Imagine you've had a really hectic day in uni. You've had back-to-back workshops. It's almost the end of the day and you can't wait to go back home. And you're driving back home around 4 p.m. It's heavy traffic and you just don't end up reaching home. You're in an accident. How does that make you feel? I'm sure it's not just one emotion that can justify the feeling, but thousands of people face this on a daily basis on the roads of Victoria. And today we are just going to walk you through our work that we've had on this topic. And our story today is not about those numbers, that they aren't just numbers, they're people. So starting off, we will have a look at what the Transport Authority says. Every year, hundreds die and thousands are injured on the Victoria roads. According to the Department of Transport, for every fatal crash, there are 30 serious injuries. And that's not just numbers, this is about behavior. Speeding, distraction, and risky driving habits are driving most incidents. And this tells us clearly one thing, that the driver is not just a victim, they're also the variable. So when I talk to you about the deadliest speed zone, what do we think, according to your experience driving or your analysis, which is the peak speed where you guys think that the most accidents might take place? 100. Sorry? 100. Anybody else? That's like one speed limit number. No? Okay. So basically, most of them, if we zoom into the most overlooked factors, the speed zones, crash peak in the 60 to 70 zones, especially during the evening. And these are not high-speed highways. They're literally suburban roads, often near schools, shops, and homes, where we feel are the most safe while we just walk without even looking left or right. And that means speed risks are happening where people feel safest, and we need better design and stricter enforcement in these danger pockets. When we talk about when crash happens, minor crashes spike at 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Your typical school runs and work commutes, like I mentioned, but serious crashes peak around 4 p.m. and right when work finishes. So this correlation suggests that congestion and fatigue both increase risk severity, and data shows us that the clock isn't just telling time, it's telling us where the danger is. You might assume nighttime is the worst, but actually most crashes happen during the day. And that said, the proportion of serious crashes is higher at night. This might be due to low visibility, driver fatigue, and in most cases, alcohol-related risks. So it tells us we can't just focus on volume. We need to look at when the most severe crashes occur. And finally, let's talk about how crashes happen. So rear end collisions are by far the most common, as you can see, nearly 29%. And these are preventable, so right through crashes and parked vehicle incidents. These aren't about bad roads, they're about bad human behavior, and the data makes it clear driving inefficiency, distraction, and poor judgment are the leading causes. So in summary, the slide so far with the data that we had tells us that road design matters, but it's also behavior, time, and place that truly predict risk. I will now ask Taskin to walk us through the other part of our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Milani, for giving me the floor. Hi everyone, this is Taskin, and now I will take you through our next part of story. So in this part, we will find out where and what type of accidents usually happen and what we can do to reduce these kind of accidents and make our roads more safer. So, I will start with a little question like, what do you think where the most accidents happen?
Not at intersections.
Yeah, it's shown here, but many people will think it's a highway or freeway, but it's most in the arterial area and the local roads, like where we live and where we use for our regular journeys for school, university, work, and groceries. So as you can see, here are the data shows that it's the local roads, not the highway. So it's not just a big city problem, it's also a local problem too. So moving to the next slide. So as Milani talked about before that the most accidents happens are the, yeah, next slide please. So as you can see, the arterial area are the area where the most accidents happens, and now you can see these are the numbers of the crashes. So as you can see, the number of crashes are dropped drastically during the COVID time, which makes sense. Like COVID happened for a problem, but it makes a solution for road crashes, right? So after everything reopened again, but the thing crashes, the amount of crashes got back again. So we need to do something that is sustainable for roads to reduce the crashes. So little bit of consciousness and attention can be change the situation. So these are the things that we can do to make our roads much more safer. So I can mention few things, like these are the benefits, and we can make the traffic lights smarter, and we can make the roads better and the bad roads better, and the signs, we can make it better to give good signal to the drivers. And as Milani talked before, that the 70 to 60 zones are the most dangerous zone. Like we think that it's maybe 100, but no, it's the zone that is middle of the number, right? So in this zone we can use the more cameras and more alert system, and also lastly we can use more lights to at the night time, that for better vision for drivers. But sometimes there are roundabouts that sometimes cannot be visible during the night, that there some accidents might happen. So lastly we can use the alert system for the rear end crashes. Like most crashes happen in the rear end, like rear end something that a car hits another car from the back side. So this kind of problem happens not just for big mistakes, it happens for silly mistakes, small things like unconsciousness, not giving attention and everything. So moving to the next slide. So as you can see, this is the look for next few years if we take the necessary steps that I discussed before. So the graph will look like this in future, as you can see. So that will make our roads much more safer. Next slide. So here you can see our data cleaning summary. I will not go into deeper in this. So next slide. Thank you very much for listening, and the presentation ends here, but the journey to the safe road is still going. So have a safe drive, my friends. So thank you very much. If you have any questions about this presentation, if you want to know anything, so please feel free to share your feedback.
How did you create that animation part?
As okay, I'm passing the question to him because he did the very great thing.
So the thing is, here we created this by creating a loop and create a filter here, and by giving a page number to this is a pages. There is a Tableau. You can see pages, and you can give loop function to throughout zoom out the each years. You can go. Okay.
I just have one question that you mentioned that most of the accidents happen in the 60 to 70 zone, but wanted to understand. I know that as a matter of fact, even in Perth, we see there are more 60 and 70 zones rather than 100 zones. So of course there will be more chances of accidents happening in those zones. But are those accidents, very fatal or life threatening in those 60 to 70, or does 100 kilometer per hour speed zone actually have that effect of being fatal?
Okay, so the 60 and 70 zone you can see here at our slide here. The 60 and 70 zone are mainly has the most number of accidents. It mainly the serious and the fatal accidents that happens. So the graph you can see here, this is only comprises of serious and fatal, not the minor accidents. This graph contains serious and fatal type of accidents, and it's also it comprises of 60, 70, and all the data, but mostly predominantly it's focused on 60 zone because that is where the most accidents happen, as you can see here from the speed zone. Okay.
Can you switch the severity group in this filter if possible?
Yeah, sure.
What are the options?
It's on the story because that's why I can.
Oh, you can go on the.
I can go on
yeah,
the sheet
sheet.
and give you.
The fourth one.
Oh, sorry, my bad. You can see the minor accidents are high, the serious accidents are here, all on the 60 zone. Okay. So serious, minor, fatal, all are mostly on 60 zones.
Yeah, but now you see fatal accidents actually 100 zone.
But fatal accidents are mainly very low. You can see here in the graph, you can see where in the graph,
Crash, yeah.
the graph you can see the fatal accidents, you can see only 22.
Yeah, they are low in number, definitely.
They're low in number because they're low in numbers, but we are talking about the serious accidents also. The serious accidents also has a huge impact on the, let's go to the thing. Yeah. The serious accidents are mostly, you can see, high in numbers, and dominant in the group. So we are focusing on serious accidents.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Any other questions?
Can we go to the second last slide, please? So, just like you showed that when the road gets safer, the trend goes down. Is that
The
right?
mitigation slide.
Let's go.
Or prediction.
So, do you mind if I ask, how do you get that? Like, how do you get the prediction of the
Okay.
It's built in Tableau.
So the thing is, she talked it a little bit here, but I am explaining it right now that you can see here there is a trend line, right, till 2022, but we have predicted this forecast for 2028. How we'll do that? There is an analytics section in the Tableau. You can forecast your data by your 95% confidence interval. You can give the forecast data, and it will show the forecast based on your previous data. So you can see if the steps we have taken here, it might come down to this level, but the predominant data, it shows that it can be go as it is, but if the risks are not being averted, it can go up as well. You can see there is an up chance and there is a lower chance.
So, what would you say is like safer roads? in this context?
In this context, we have given you the list of recommendations that you can see deploy resources during rush hours that we have talked about previously. At 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. we have to give some AI-enabled smart traffic lights, and she didn't talk about it much. But the thing is, if we go into details, it will take much time. So the install AI-enabled smart traffic lights, adaptive signal control. You can use vehicle detection sensors. You can use the local RTL load that we have discussed previously. We can use IoT-based smart monitoring system. We can be smart and enable the AI features to integrate to the roads. That might help in the future to mitigate the road risk here. Okay.
Is there a way to, I'm not sure about the data set, is there a way to calculate that the accident rate on top of the vehicle volume? Because we know in general sense.
No. That
No
data set
vehicle
don't,
volume
no,
is-
no. The data set was not
Ah.
providing data.
Okay, let me ask a question. Yeah. Can go to the meditation, the prediction of future.
Okay.
So you're saying that you generate the future trend by the Tableau function, right?
Yeah.
And the trust level is 95%.
Yeah.
So is this the trend line after you introduce all your actions? So,
Yeah, introduced by like implementing the actions.
yeah.
It's for it's based on the 95% confidence interval, but the recommendation is not.
It's not impacting the
in
future trend.
in the it's in the future trend. It's not in here right now.
So how would you how would you prove that your possible actions can be effective?
Like if we take the actions, you can see the prediction it is going downwards, and also the prediction shows it can go upwards. We can give it the crash numbers are forecast to remain steady but show high uncertainty.
So you can't prove your actions are
Yeah.
must be effective, right?
Yeah, it should be effective if the government and other entities have taken the steps to mitigate the risks.
And how would you get these actions? Is there any external research paper? You can share paper?
The research papers,
Their references?
their references, we did not give the references here,
Yes.
but we can give it. We have some from Google Scholar. There is not a research paper, but it's an article.
Yeah, okay, so remember to submit it.
Yeah,
when
with
you
along
do
with
the-
Yeah.
Also,
And-
sorry, to just end your question, sorry.
Yeah.
So we did let you know about the numbers and you mentioning how fatal is it, at what speed limit,
Yeah.
is it 60, 70 or 100? I feel like we also mentioned it's more to do with human behavior as well. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're sane enough, you won't get in a crash at all, but it just happens sometimes. So most often it's on 60, 70. We do have accidents happening at freeways as well, but the most fatal ones are at the 60 or 70 ones, where sometimes things just happen. And I myself was in a not so serious crash which was less than 60 as well. So it's not always intentional or based on which speed limit you are on that caused the fatal accident.
Okay, so yeah, I think you did a quite good job. You used the Tableau story to demonstrate your insight, and you create a clear hook, right, to introduce the story. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And which group asked the question? Group C and group
Wait,
Group A.